Hey guys, welcome to Confessions from a Red Couch podcast. I am Janae Strickland Nunn, where the podcast is about lessons that we have learned in life, or that I've definitely learned in life between since I've been in my 30s and on. Today we have two special guests. To my right is my wonderful mother, Lorinda Cockrell. Do you want to say anything?
Hello, I'm Lorinda Cockrell, and I'm glad to be on the show today. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at Woman of God.
All right, that's my mother. And to the left of me, this is my aunt, Althea Bivens.
Hello.
And if you want to follow her on Instagram, it's at Diva Thea. You can see it up there. Guys, this is my Thelma and my Louise.
Hey.
These are the troublemakers in my life.
Hey.
Everybody, let me tell y'all something. Don't let that little sweet, look at their sweet faces. Don't let them fool y'all. They are.
Don't let it fool you.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
My friends know. If you want to know why I act the way that I act, it's because of these two. Equally. All right. So today we have a great show. I'm excited about it. I'm excited for them to be here. First things first, I want to shout out Thea's son, her oldest child, my wonderful cousin who I love the most. CJ Bivens.
Yay!
Whoop, whoop, whoop. So he recently was interviewed. He is about to enter the 2019 draft. He was interviewed. The link is up and it's probably in the bio. My cousin is a beast, and I'm not saying that because, he's family. I'm saying that because he is an actual beast, and I am proud of this young man's journey that he has taken in his life. There he goes, number 43. Get it.
Get it,
Yeah,
Carl.
get it.
Get it,
I am
Carl.
so proud about this man's journey that he has taken. He has came so far in life, and I'm proud of him for him just growing up. Thea, how do you feel about your baby?
Yeah, I'm proud of him. Yeah, and I just want him to be happy. So if that makes him happy
Yep.
and he can do it, then I'm cheering from the sidelines. Go, Carly.
Go, Carly.
Hey. And then Thea also, so Thea has 4 boys.
Mhm.
These were all, I don't know how to explain them because it's kind of like I'm their aunt cousin. Because that's the way they see me. They came to all my college track meets. One of them actually came to class with me. I would watch them in class with me. So it was, one of those things. So, she has another son, one of the twins, Dante Bivens, and he has a spring game.
Yes,
This
at the
weekend?
University of Tulsa this weekend,
Yeah.
April 6th.
And they also did, I don't know if you knew this, it was, I can't think of the name of this group, but they took students from Houston up to Tulsa. And so they got to introduce, talk to the athletes from Tulsa that got to communicate with him. And I was
wow.
hey, I was like, my cousin goes there. And people were like, is your cousin the one who used to go to Klein Collins? I was like, yep, that's my baby. So,
That's
so that
that's
was
neat.
amazing. I
That
got
is
to,
neat.
the internet brings you together. It's weird how it does it, but that's what it does. All right, y'all. So let's get into the show. Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're
All
ready.
right. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about, random lessons in dating. Now, my mother has been married for how long?
30. It'll be 30 years this May.
She's been married for 30 years in May. And then my aunt was married, and now she is currently on the market, child. Look at all this wonderful caramel. If y'all see her and y'all got an old, an uncle, older
or
brother,
older cousin. Yes.
he's good.
Yes, holler at me.
He's
Good
never
line,
been
yes.
to jail.
Yeah.
He got a good head on his shoulder. He don't steal beer from He don't steal beer, Hook her up.
Yes.
She's single. She ready. She got 4 boys. They love her. She's just amazing. I
Yes,
just,
she is
she has a
amazing.
great
She is
heart.
amazing.
So don't hook her up with nobody that's trifling, because then you got to deal with me. You don't want that. You don't want this in your life. All right. So, let's see. Okay. So what I want to ask y'all is this. So I'm going to ask you first, and then I'm going to ask you, how did you know Daddy was the one?
Well, our story is kind of strange because Althea, my sister who was not in college, knew my husband before I did. She would tell me there's this guy on campus, his name is Bruce, and he's fine. He plays football and runs track. I said, there's nobody like that. What are you talking about? So she introduced us, and we just never really connected. And one day we sat in Brady Commons and talked by ourselves about 2 hours. And I still, something else was going on in my life at that time. And we met.
Y'all can ask me about that later. Because I be telling all the business.
Don't give
I
all
was
my
there.
business out.
I was there, child. I was an early surprise, so I know all the tea.
She knows the whole tea. So I guess it was after. I don't know. I spent a little time with him. He was really mature. He had a good head on his shoulders. He wasn't afraid of work. And that's one of the things I knew. I wanted a man that wasn't afraid of work. Now, in that process, I got a workaholic, but I still love him.
He might be a workaholic, but he takes
care of the family. And
yes.
so it was just...
And he was a Christian man.
He was a Christian man.
Yes.
So I can't tell you the exact moment, but it was a lot of things that were intertwined and I didn't have a checklist, but there were things that I wanted in a man. Looking at the men that I saw in my family, and I trying to, pull together some of the good points, and he hit most of them.
Good.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
I love you, honey.
Daddy, she said she love you. She said she got a surprise for you later. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, Althea.
Yes.
Or Thea. So how did you know at that time, that he was the one for you at that time?
He was my best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even after the divorce and all the heartache we went through, he's still my friend.
Yeah.
So that was the main thing.
Yeah.
And he's a good daddy to the boys. So, but that's how I knew, because there wasn't anything that I was afraid to share with him that I thought he would throw back in my face.
Right.
And he liked to do crazy, goofy stuff like I did. So we just meshed as good friends. And so that's when I knew.
Good.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna ask me? Y'all want to know how?
Yes,
How did you know?
You didn't?
Nah.
When did it hit? When did you know?
I think it hit, and y'all gonna laugh at me. When did it hit?
I can tell you, I knew when he was the one. When he took us to that place and he fed us all that good food.
Del Fresco.
Oh, when
yes.
he worked at Del Fresco.
It was just his personality. It was like no inhibition. He wasn't trying to cover anything up. And I liked him then.
Really open. I will say that, and I remember when he was when we were talking about, I think, so I remember, when was that? It was, I forget what it was, and he just was like, girl, I want to play with you. He's like, look, I got feelings for you, and I got feelings for you. I was like, oh, okay. He was like, I don't want nobody else to talk to you. I don't want nobody else. He was like, I want, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And I think that was kind of different because, y'all don't know this, but Thea, you kind of do. Dating nowadays is stupid. Dudes are stupid. They just, most of them just drag you along for a little bit, and then when they get bored, they're like, hey, it wasn't nothing for real anyway, so bye. But he wasn't like that. He stated his intentions, and he was true to his intentions. And so I kind of was like, okay, so I'm free to be able to open up my feelings towards you because I hear what you're saying, and you're showing it too. And also, when I got food poisoning, remember when I got food poisoning?
Yeah, I remember that.
That man took care of me. He was like, it's okay. I was like, and he was just like, you still pretty. It's all right. You want some crackers? So I guess that's when I kind of knew. But yeah, my mama said, he feeds them.
Oh, yes, he does.
He feeds them. He's feeding them this Easter too.
Lord.
Oh.
He's feeding them. Oh, you didn't know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all
No, I
getting
didn't know
fed.
that.
Well, y'all getting fed Easter. All right. So
okay, then.
let's move on to social media randomness.
All right.
So let's get into this foolishness. The first thing, Wendy Williams, bless her little heart, that baby can't catch a break.
No.
So one report on social media showed that she had taken off her ring, and it was like she had to go back into rehab because she went on a binge because her husband and his mistress photos came out. Like, they were on vacation. Like,
Oh, wow.
How bold are you to go on vacation with your mistress and she like this in the camera? Like,
wow.
Like, it's
And she was
okay.
young, too.
She's young.
Yeah.
I want to say she's my age. Well, maybe a little bit younger than me.
I don't know.
I don't know, but
Well,
I feel so bad for her.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for Wendy too, but she goes after people.
She
on
does.
Her show,
You
so
are
you kind
true.
of you get what you give, and so
True.
she's getting it back. People
True.
are all in her business.
That's true,
Yeah.
because she used to be all in
And
other
everybody-
people's
yeah.
business.
yeah.
That
And
is so true.
it's not funny. It's actually sad because here you are going through a hard time in your
Yeah.
life, and you have to go through it publicly.
Exactly.
And
Everybody,
in front of everybody,
Yeah.
and everything is coming out.
Yeah.
So I can understand you don't have Christ. Y'all know you know.
Yeah, if you
She
ain't-
going
if
she
you
going
ain't
to the
grounded.
drug to satisfy her to pull her down. She need to go Jesus.
She must have had some drugs that day. She fell in that Statue of Liberty.
That one. that look. This is.
Yeah, wow. That's so wrong.
Child, let me tell you. I felt bad for her, but you are right. She has cause. Like, if you think about everything, she's cause for other people and rumors she spread about other people. And now
it's coming back.
and now it's coming back to
Yeah.
her,
Coming
and
back
she
to
can't
her.
handle it.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of like,
Karma was quick.
yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
Reap
it
your-
wasn't all that
reap.
quick. It took a while
It
because
took a
she's
while.
been doing this for a
sowing
while.
some seeds for a while.
Yeah, she's been doing this stuff for a while. So you know,
You read that word, and that word talks about what you plant, you're going to have to eat. Whatever you sow, you're going to have to. I
That's
don't want
right.
to eat some of that stuff. I'm like,
and baby, she eating
keep your
all
mouth.
of it.
Don't say anything.
Yeah,
Don't you say it.
she is eating all of that.
Yeah.
So it sucks. I mean, I feel bad for her. I'm praying for her, but I just, I hope she gets the help that she needs. I hope that she figures out what like a healthy relationship is, because think about it. If her husband just been cheating on her like now, like how long has he been cheating? Like this ain't new.
He's probably done it several times. He just got bold enough
and
to
it's
come
not
out with
new.
it this time.
And also, y'all know, like, he's like her manager, producer, something. So, like, he
Wow.
owns stake in her. So, even if they do divorce, he could take a good little chunk of her cash, which
Wow.
is crazy.
Yeah, sad.
That is really sad. All right, moving on. Let's talk about. So y'all have heard about Nipsey Hussle,
Mm-hmm.
and I just feel like that's a sad situation.
It
Like
is.
if y'all don't know about it, he was a rapper in L.A. He used to be gang affiliated. He probably
Right.
still was gang affiliated, but he was doing a lot for his community and giving back to his community. And the person who shot him over a disagreement. Not like, I don't get it. I guess I don't understand this whole thing where we don't have any respect for life. Like, somebody disrespect me, I'm gonna kill him. Like, what does that make?
It doesn't
any-
solve the situation.
solve
You
any
still didn't get your
situation.
respect.
Yeah. Like, now this man is dead, you're going to jail when all you had to do was agree to disagree.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what men do.
Yeah. Men, you're right. Men agree to disagree and
disagree.
keep on moving.
Right.
Boys or people who don't know how to handle their trauma, that's what I like to call it. If you don't know how to handle trauma and hurt, you just act out in rage.
Right.
I mean, and because you work with emotionally disturbed students.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have the proper response. But to me, it seems like that's a lot of that is going on. We don't have the proper responses to when somebody disagrees with us. Like, we can't just say, you know what, that's cool. You don't understand what I'm saying. That's fine. But we still gonna be cool. you
Right,
know? I don't.
yeah.
We just won't.
Mm-hmm.
We just understand that we're not going to see eye to eye on this subject. And so I just feel like it was pointless.
It is.
It-
Lorinda and I talked about kids having responsibility for how they feel about something
Yeah.
and how you treat people.
Yeah.
Right.
So nowadays, if I'm mean to you, then I'm
Yeah.
bullying you, and
Yeah.
that's not fair. You stop that. But
Yeah.
the
Right.
kids don't
It's
get
true.
to deal with how that made me feel.
Right.
I feel sad. I didn't like it. I don't,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then deal with the emotions.
Right.
They just act out.
Right.
And so that's what you see these young adults now. That's what they do.
But most of them
Right.
are young adults, like they were in their 30s. That's not a young adult.
True.
That's a grown man. No,
Well-
y'all, that's grown.
Well, then it's just like you're saying, having respect for one another.
Yeah.
And you look at what is it Nipsey Hussle was doing.
Yeah.
He was building up the community,
Yeah.
and he was providing things for the children in the community. And I don't know what the disagreement was about, but I'm sure it wasn't worth anybody's life.
Right.
It's just go talk to, and just like you said, agree to disagree. We don't
Yeah.
agree on the same things.
And you're not going to.
You're not going to.
It just is what it is.
Well, I didn't know his music or know him.
Yeah, I don't know
Right.
his music all
But
that well.
I saw something on the internet that said like different gangs were grieving because of his loss. The
Yeah.
police officers.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Oh,
I mean, so
yeah.
you have a wide spectrum of people who are upset about him, which shows his character
Yeah.
and
Right.
who he was
Yeah.
now and what he was
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause
so
the LAPD, the police chief, they said that I read that he was like saying he kept reading the name over and over again, like how, like why, like what? Because and that's big when you have a police chief with a gang, you know,
Yeah.
he was gang affiliated.
Yeah.
We're not gonna hide that fact, but a police chief is saying that about somebody of that, you know, that's like that because of what he's doing. He was like he was
pouring
helping
back into his
Right.
community.
and that's exactly
That's
what he was
it.
saying. He was
pouring
like
back
he
into
was
the
helping.
community.
Why? It's just senseless. I do think, especially when it comes to black men, I think they need to learn how to love a little bit better, love each other.
Right.
It's not all about this macho stuff anymore. Because at this point in time where we are in this country,
We
you
need to
know,
work together.
we need to work together, and all this petty stuff needs to we need to learn how to value each other more. And
right.
it's
And
not-
other races see
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
had my friend.
Mhm.
He's Caucasian, and we had a long discussion. And his question was to me, which he said none of his African American friends could answer the question, is why is there so much black on black crime?
Yeah.
You know, why is that? And I
Right.
went back to the generational thing.
Yeah,
You
it
know, the
is
black
true.
man has been emasculated since slavery. And so, and then families have been separated where the
Yep.
man wasn't in the family. He
Yeah.
was over here. And so it's perpetual.
Yeah.
Some races don't see that. They're like,
Right.
well, that's an excuse. But
Right.
it is.
But
It
it
is.
is, and it's you're right.
Right.
It's just something that's trauma can. I read somewhere that trauma gets in your DNA, and you
Well,
have
it
to
does
think
get in your
about
DNA.
all the trauma, like you said, we've experienced. Because we've done our genealogy. We're descendants of slaves.
Right.
So you know the trauma that comes with that, that the things that happen to the black women, you know, the slave women, the things that happen to the slave men, that gets passed on over and
From
over,
generation to
and then it just
generation.
builds because you got to think about after that is Jim Crow era,
Right.
and
Right.
then after that is the civil rights movement. So you got to think about all this stuff, and people just want to tell you, "Oh, get over it, you'll be
Yeah,
all right,"
that
and
was
it's like,
yesterday.
no,
No, it doesn't.
no, it doesn't,
doesn't.
because you got a president that's who doesn't even know that black people don't live in the hood. Like, not all black people live in the hood. So when you have a president who has that idea about you, that's widespread. That's
Right.
not just one person. That's the ideology of his followers too,
Right.
the people who support him.
That's right.
So I just think just forget everybody outside. We just have to come in together, and we talk about that all the time. But we really do need to come in together.
Yeah, and then at church we talk about spiritual warfare, and we talk about generational curses,
We
and
do.
a lot of people don't want to deal with that, but that is a big issue.
It is a big
So,
issue. Yeah.
and things that need to be. I believe in it. So
I do too.
I
Yeah.
want to end all those generational curses
Generational
with
curses,
me. Yes.
Yeah, but also
Stop.
to do that, we have to acknowledge that we have it.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to acknowledge, hey, just because your daddy got incarcerated doesn't mean that you have to be
Right.
incarcerated too.
But that's speaking life into these young men. So we don't do that.
No, we
No.
don't.
You're stupid. You're bad. Go sit down.
Go sit down,
Yeah, you're
shut
just
up.
like your daddy. You're gonna end up like your daddy.
Yeah.
You're gonna end up in jail. So you have to speak life into
Yeah.
them, and that's
Yeah.
what.
That's
I mean,
true.
as teachers, I have to do that every
Yeah,
day
every
with
day.
Every
with
single
my
day,
students.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every day.
It's a constant.
It
is
is.
a constant.
That's a sad loss.
It is a sad loss.
But hopefully, maybe the community can come together
Uh-huh.
and continue to do what he's done.
Yeah,
That's
what
one
he
of the
started,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we want to give a memorial to his name, then everybody else that's out there that might be a part of that community,
Yeah.
the celebrity, keep that going.
Yeah.
And how about let's take it across the country?
That's true.
Let us pick up our own selves by our own bootstraps
Yeah.
and get going.
Be like they were in us.
They
Hands
sent
across America.
They didn't do nothing else. But we gotta get there. We gotta get beyond the whole
We'll work on that.
hands
We'll
like
work-
What we gonna do after we get done
we
holding
can just come
hands?
together. That's all. Just stand.
We came together. Now what are we gonna do
Child,
after that?
Can you imagine us doing that? People just being like, the black people are doing stuff. The black people are doing stuff.
Yeah, they're
We don't
doing
know what they're
something.
doing, but they're doing
Doing
stuff.
We need to come together. Yeah, so crazy.
The black people are doing
You are crazy.
Oh, child. Okay. So on a lighter note, so did y'all see Ghost at the Image Awards with Beyonce?
I'm not a television watcher. I just peeped at the clip. He got a double dose of a kiss, a hug, and a kiss, and a kiss.
Baby, she was so disgusted though. She was like, "Did you just like hold on? Did you just kiss
Did
me
you kiss me again?
on the corner of my mouth?"
Yeah.
That poor man.
He'll be okay.
Get a
He'll
free,
be all
a
right.
little free feel.
He was trying to get a free feel,
Yeah.
a little quick.
Yes.
Y'all know
Yeah.
y'all wanted to get a double hug from Ghost. How many of y'all wanted a double hug
But
from
that's
Ghost?
him. I mean,
Yeah, I don't watch it. I don't.
There's some people I'd like a double hug
Yes.
from. Double kiss.
who would be the person that you want a double hug from and you wouldn't complain?
What's his name? Idris.
Idris.
Yeah, he
Yes,
could double
child.
kiss.
Yeah, he can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. What's his
Little
name?
Idris.
The football player I like, Jerome Bettis. He could double kiss.
Don't you like Michael Strahan too?
Yes, he could double kiss too.
He
no,
can double
who's
hug
the
and
guy
double
that
kiss.
used to play for the Ravens?
You know what? I'm not.
You're not
no.
really? No.
No. What's his name?
I can't think of-
Ravens.
I can't think of his name.
I'm not attracted to him like
Lewis.
that. Yeah,
Ray Lewis.
Ray
That's
Lewis
it.
is
Ray.
an awesome
Ray.
football player.
I say, but you don't want a double kiss.
He's like, no,
Okay.
I don't need kisses from him. I just watch him play.
That's it.
He's nasty. He
Nasty.
gets
I
in
do
there.
like it. He does.
He just in
just
there.
like,
Yeah.
that's my
Yes.
favorite thing. Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. But yeah, it was funny because people were like, "How dare he?" I said, "Hey, he was just going in for
Well,
She
opportunity."
let him get the first
She
one.
let
in,
him get the
and
first
then so he
hug,
thought,
and then
well,
he
I'm
was
finished. Let me
whispering
get
in
another
her
one on.
ear. Let me try it again. Let me try it one more time. Try it one more time. Oh, almost got it. Almost got it.
And Jay-Z,
Almost
we
got
said he
it.
didn't look bothered.
No.
No, because
No.
I think he's secure enough to know, like,
That's
yeah,
my woman.
That's,
Yeah.
that's my woman, and she gonna handle it. So,
Yeah.
you know,
That was cool.
she is who she is.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. All right, so books. What books are we reading? Anybody reading books?
You know, I'm in hiatus right now.
You don't read 1,000 books.
I think I've read too many books.
I think you have to.
You know which books I'm going to go back and read again, though, don't you?
She's gonna read all the
Outlander
books.
yes.
Yes.
My mother is an Outlander fan, child.
Yes.
She be trying to explain episodes to us. I'm like,
Yeah, nobody else is
We just
into that.
listen.
She
but
takes
me.
notes and tweets.
She does.
Yeah.
Okay, so my mama's amazing because she does. No, don't belittle what you do.
Yes, that's your
what you
thing.
do. That's
It's
your
your thing.
Yeah, I'm a part of blacklanders.com.
She's a part of Blacklanders
on Twitter.
on Twitter.
Hello.
So she watches the show and she goes through and she takes notes and they have discussions about it. Yeah, she be
She's in
doing
it.
it.
We have a
Yeah.
little blog post. We share. We write in different episodes and have conversations. It's
Yeah.
neat.
So
It's
if
fun.
you can go to @womanofgod on Twitter as well, and you can follow her if you are an Outlander fan.
No, it's Renda Loves Bruce.
Oh,
on
I'm
Twitter.
sorry. I'm sorry. It's
Renda Loves Bruce.
Brenda Loves Bruce on Twitter. That's her
Yes, that's
her
it.
Twitter handle.
Keeps all the
Alrighty then.
It keeps the riffraff
riffraff
away.
away.
I guess.
Sometimes. Sometimes I get people, I like your smile. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. Ignore. Not.
Everybody thinks that every social media forum is a dating site.
Yo, YouTube stalker.
Oh
we
my
talked
God.
about we talked about you on the
I
on the
saw
blocked
that,
episode.
yeah.
Yeah. Y'all, my aunt had somebody try to find her on YouTube.
No, they found her. They
I'm sorry,
messaged her.
They
on
found her
YouTube.
on
I
YouTube
was like,
and
how did I get a
messaged
message on YouTube? I was like, wow.
her. It's not even used for
Because
that.
she had blocked him every which way. He had to come through. He had to
Because
find a way to come
Y'all
through.
want to know where I learned how to block people out my life? Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
These two just blocked. We done.
Now
Blocked.
Lorinda can cut somebody off
Oh yeah,
real quick.
and pretend like they were never born.
Right.
Just
She told me, she said, this is what you have to do, Thea. She's like, you can show them better than you can tell them.
that's what she does.
Yeah, so
right.
I've been living by that this
Yeah.
past
Show 'em.
couple of years.
Yeah.
Yes.
If they
I've
show you
always
that
looked
they
at
don't
that.
respect you, okay. You don't respect me, then you don't deserve all this. Put the wall up.
All this lusciousness.
Put the wall up.
Yes.
Phone ring. You can look at the phone and keep on going.
Yeah.
I do
I
not
love
have to
it.
talk to you.
So I'm not on hiatus. I'm still trying to finish Thick because that's the name of the book. It's called Thick, and it's essays by African American women. Y'all, I was reading this one, and y'all know how, well, if everybody else don't know, I'm married, and so my sister had a baby, and so now, guess whose turn it is?
Yay.
It ain't happening. 2020. No.
I'm speaking life into that.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, but one of the essays was a woman who was talking about her pregnancy and how, she actually ended up losing her baby because she was explaining to the doctors and everything about like what was wrong with her. Like she went to the doctor's office because she was bleeding out, like she was bleeding, and the doctor was like, "Oh, you're fine, you're just too fat."
No.
And then another time she was in labor and she didn't know it, and she didn't have labor pains in her stomach. She was
She had
having
them
it
in her back.
butt. No, it's
Oh,
her butt.
wow.
And so the doctor was like, "Oh, you just ate something bad." And so her mother told her go to the hospital, go to the emergency room. They were like, "You're in labor? You didn't tell us you were in labor." She was like, "How am I supposed to know?" And she ended up losing her baby. And she was like, she was saying, so I'm going to get back into this, how, doctors see women of color, not all women of color, black women, I'm just going to say it, as superwomen, like we're not supposed to hurt. Because
Right.
we're not, we're indestructible. And when we say we're hurting, we're over exaggerating because we can't hurt. And then she was saying how, she does all of these things in her life. Like she's CEO and all this stuff. And she said at that moment, they saw me as incompetent.
Right.
She's like, and the fact that I was incompetent because I'm describing myself in my labor pains and, it's not going with what they thought. She said the nurse even told her after she lost her baby, was like, "Well, this wasn't our fault because you didn't tell us you were in labor." While she's holding her.
Well, like they say, one of the
baby.
things in black women, African American women, the mortality rate of infants is not good
Yeah.
because they don't, when we go to them with what we're having and they don't believe it.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's not just
so-
infants, it's women
Yeah,
too.
women in general.
and the infants.
Well,
as
let's
well.
go back to when I had the blood clot and I had it in my leg for 6 weeks.
That's
and I kept
right.
going to my doctor
Yeah.
telling him something's not right. And all he had to do was send me to a vascular specialist, and he
didn't
never
do that.
did it.
Yeah.
Until it got to the point where I told him something's the matter, and then you took that step. But I
Yeah.
could have been gone. I mean, by the grace of God, I'm still here.
Right.
2 pulmonary embolisms.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be gone.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the doctor didn't pay attention to
But the
anything that
fact
was
that
going on with
we
me.
have to like demand, you
Right,
know what I'm
and you
saying,
do.
that we get our help is just stupid. Like I got 3 degrees. Why do I have to tell the doctor, like, make a doctor believe that I'm hurting?
Right.
Like, why would I have to do that?
And you know what? I don't think it's anything new. Mama
It's not-
was a nurse,
yeah,
and so she's always gone to the doctor with me.
Right.
And I'm laying there, and she keeps telling them she's educated. She's not hooked on drugs.
Yeah.
She's a mother of 4. You need to treat her. And I'd
Yeah.
always be like, why is she doing that?
Because
but had she not, in some circumstances, when I
Yeah.
was giving birth to little Carl, she was there, and she was on them because she knew what was going on.
Right.
I was a new mother. I had no idea.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think when I that's the way I felt when I got my blood clot and I was in ICU, and I remember when Mama had to leave, like she had to get dressed and stuff. I freaked out because that was in my mind. I was thinking, what if these people don't believe that I got a blood clot? Like, what if they don't treat me right? What if they mess up my IV drip? Like, all of this stuff was going in my head, and all because I'm an African American.
Well, when we were
woman.
coming up and they'd say, so-and-so's in the hospital, and everybody
Yeah.
would gird up and go to the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are we sitting here?
And that's why we
but
would sit
the
there,
most
yeah.
important thing is when you have somebody in the
Right.
hospital is to question the doctors, because
Right.
if I'm not feeling well, I'm not going to think to question.
Right.
I'm not
That's
going to
true.
think to ask certain questions.
That's true.
And so you go in, you ask, how are you doing? Did you get your pain medicine today? Is something you need? And you check with the nurse and the doctors. You wait for them to do their rounds. So and when they know somebody's checking, they
Right.
pay more attention.
They
Yeah.
do.
And it's just I hate to say that, but that's just how it
It is.
is.
I
It's
thank
just how
God
it
Nana
is.
came to Houston. I didn't want her to come to Houston to see about me
Right.
because I had a blood clot. I didn't understand the seriousness of it.
I
And she
did.
came and she was there and she was like, if they don't treat you right, you're going to another hospital. You know, she was like, I'm staying here. I'm here for you. I'm glad she was there for me because I just I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know, but she knew. She was a nurse and she knew. I thank God for Mama.
Thank
you,
God for Nana. Thank you,
you,
Nana.
Hey,
Hey, girl.
Hey,
Hey.
Nana Doris. Hey, Nana. Yeah. All right. So let's move on. Let's go to confession time. Confession time. Confession time. All right. So we are. I wrote a blog. My latest blog
I
post.
read it. It was good.
Did you read
I
it?
did. I read all
Okay,
of them.
so it was just talking about stuff that I failed at in life in order to be able to succeed and flourish. And so I feel like failure is a great teacher. You know, we all try not to fail, and I think sometimes in that because we try not to fail, try so hard not to fail, we miss lessons that we need to learn, or we just get scared and we don't act.
Right.
You know, we don't do what we need to do because we're scared to fail. And I mean, and if you fail, like what? Like what's gonna happen if you fail? You'll just learn, right? So it was a couple of things that I said I failed at, and one thing it was funny. Like when I wrote it, I was laughing because I was like, "This is stupid compared to the other two. This is dumb." But checking and following up on emails,
Yeah.
I failed at that at one point in my life, and I lost the job because I failed at checking my emails and looking at the date because I thought, oh, I got time, and I clearly didn't
Have
because
time.
I ended up having to have surgery before I could do what I need to do. So, you know, checking and following up on emails was like a big thing that taught me a lesson, you know, in life. So in order to like follow up with stuff, like even I had an opportunity to do a photo shoot with Tiffany Washington. Y'all don't know her, but she went to high school with me, and now she owns her own business where she helps coach and empowers women entrepreneurs, and especially ones who are still working, helps them coach and develop, helps them figure out how to run a business, you
Right.
know. And she was also an educator as well, but she left due to workplace bullying, and that's what led her to actually enter into entrepreneurship because she wrote a book about it. I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. She has spots on Fox 26 News with the what's the black dude, Isaiah. Yeah, so she goes on there and she'll have a spot where she talks. She has her time where she talks with him on the news, and she's doing women winning at work power brunch in June. It's June 7th and June 8th. So stay tuned. I'm gonna be talking about that some more. Especially if you're a woman entrepreneur, stay tuned about that. But so she's doing it. But what was I saying?
You were talking about
Oh
failure.
yeah, so she sent an email while we were on a cruise, and I wasn't gonna answer any emails, but it was about I got chose to do her photo shoot that would help promote her brunch. So if I never would have checked my email because you know I'm chilling on this cruise, I don't care about nothing, I would have missed that opportunity. You know, and it's a good opportunity because I got to network with some other women, and I got headshots, and you know I got single shots, and I'm gonna be in her promo. You know, looking for her.
Go, hey.
All right.
Working, honey.
So that was one of the things that I learned. Like, that was a lesson I learned from failure. You always have to check your emails, and you always have to follow up. So, what have you guys learned? I'm going to start with you.
The most important failure I'd ever had in my life was my freshman year when I qualified for the NCAA championships. And I failed to make it to the finals by this much.
Yeah.
And after that, I made it a point to whatever I did, I gave it 130%.
Right.
Instead of just doing whatever. So everything, I would make a conscious decision. This is what you're going to do, and this is how you're going to do it. So it just kind of made me, that gave me tunnel vision. And when I have tunnel vision, nobody can get in my way.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. What about you?
It was so funny when you said this is what the topic is going to be, I immediately thought, well, what if I failed at? But not saying that I think I'm all that, but I don't look at failures as failures. I look at them as lessons.
Yeah.
Right.
And I teach the kids at school that, and my boys. It's like, okay, so something happened and you didn't quite meet the mark. So that, what did you learn from that, and what can you do different so that doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. When I look at failures, I don't know. It was hard for me. The only thing that it was something that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that hurt for me was when I transferred from Hampton and went to Mizzou, and I was going to go to the J school.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do this extracurricular social activity, be in that group. And so I
Gotcha.
did, and my GPA went down.
Yeah.
So then I had to find a major. I remember walking on campus at the University of Missouri in the rain, crying. Because I was like, if I don't do journalism, what else am I going to do? And
what is that going to do?
and so I ended up talking to an advisor and getting an English degree, which is still fine. It's okay. If I ever want to do writing, I've got that. But it was something, the same thing like Lorinda said. After that, I realized, you have an opportunity. Don't throw opportunities away.
Right.
Work harder.
Yeah.
Work harder.
Yeah.
And I think we probably just grew up like that because we
Right.
watched Mama raise us.
Right.
And she just didn't stop, and we didn't know.
Yeah.
And I think the boys are the same way with me.
Yeah.
Now that they're older, I hope I don't traumatize them, but I'm like, a lot of times when I have to make decisions for you all, I'm scared.
Right.
And Carl just kind of looks at me and other kids. I'm like, yeah, I'm scared. I'm not going to do the right thing for you all.
Right.
But then that goes back to church, having faith, even with the failures. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Diamonds are made by pressure. So
Yeah.
things
Right.
that are,
True.
pressed and pressured come out to be beautiful and worth a lot.
Right.
So you have to go through those failures and those lessons so that you can grow.
That's true.
So-
So true.
That's true.
So true. Okay, so we talked about that, and you brought up something like when you failed, like you cried, like
Right.
you cried. And what I like that both of y'all said was you don't stay in that moment. You give yourself time to be like, oh God, I failed. Like, Lord.
Yeah, Coach McGuire made me sit and watch my failure.
Oh, that's hard.
He's like, you're going to sit here and watch this. I said, I don't want to watch. He said, oh, no, you're going to sit here and watch it.
Yeah.
And which made me feel it more. If he would have let me walk away,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to. He made me look at it, and it
Yeah.
gave me a visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what's hurting, like, kids? Because, okay, so guys, if y'all don't know, we're all educators. Do you think that's what's hurting our kids now? Like, we don't let them feel failures? Like, we're always trying to cushion them? Do you think that that's hurting us? Just society, period.
Well, as being a coach and everybody getting the participation ribbon.
Screw that participation
And,
ribbon.
you
Don't
know,
nobody care about no.
when we were growing up, you either
What?
won or you lost.
What did Ricky
And
Bobby say? If you're
you're
not first, you're
you're
last.
Ricky Bobby was tripping. Ricky Bobby was tripping.
If you're not first, you're last.
But I just think that we don't want to see our kids hurting, and that
Yeah.
hurt is God. If God didn't want us to hurt, He wouldn't have gave us that nerve to hurt. So
Yeah.
I think that we have to hurt sometimes,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't.
But we grow from that. Just like
We
you
do,
said,
yeah.
the pressure
All right.
Yeah.
shines you up a little bit. You shine it up, you've grown. Our kids today don't know how to deal with.
We coddle them.
Yeah.
We do.
And so they lack the social skills to solve problems.
They do.
I'm a science teacher.
Yeah.
And so when we do experiments, or even when I'm teaching them coding on the computer, so they try the coding, it's playing a game, and then they're like, I'm stuck, this doesn't work, this thing is broke.
Yes.
I'm like, the computer's not broke. You have to keep trying.
Yeah.
Because you didn't
And
get it
figure
the
out
first
the
time
right
doesn't mean you did it wrong or anything. That didn't work.
Exactly.
So what can you do to make it work?
Yeah.
It's hard to have to keep going back. And I don't
Yeah.
remember our teachers doing that.
I
it
don't
was
remember
like,
mine doing
and
it
I mean,
either,
that was
yeah.
life. Okay. With the baby, you take a baby. I always use this example. You take a baby. Babies can't walk, so
Right.
you get them up. They stand up, they
Right.
fall. They stand up, they fall. If you catch them every time they fall, they're never
Yes.
going to learn how to
Right.
walk.
Yes.
But we put them in walkers. We let them fall and whatever, and then eventually they get their
Their
footing
bearings,
and they
yeah.
do it.
Right.
I don't see us with the generation that's coming up and the generations that I'm dealing with now, we don't allow our kids to feel and go through things, and we don't allow them to have to struggle to figure things out.
Right.
We want to figure things out for them,
Right.
Or tell them,
or just excuse it.
yeah,
Right.
Oh, he doesn't have to go to school today because he's tired. He stayed up playing the video game, so he's going to stay. But then when it's time to graduate, he's missed too many days and can't walk.
Right.
Well, I bought the cap and gown and the announcements, and we have hotel rooms rented out.
And what do you mean he's not going to walk? Ma'am, he got 14 absences. He did not do his makeup hours. He is not going to graduate. He's not walking. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like, you could be mad.
But and that goes like you said. Think about it, from teaching them to walk, getting through elementary school, getting through, and my child failed. Is there anything you can do to help them make up their work? If they would have done their work when everybody else did it, we wouldn't have to do makeup work. And you waited until the last week to ask for the makeup work.
Ma'am, I sent you
email.
I've sent you email. We've called you. The school calls you. You don't answer any of those. We've been telling you he's not doing his work. You can check his grades online. All you see is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. If you see a 50, that might have been just because the teacher was being nice.
Right.
But we don't have to give him 50. So, ma'am.
So then you have what's going on in social media also is parents looking at prison time for paying for their kids to be
in college.
In college.
Yeah, he runs track, so never ran in his life, but he's on the track team.
He's on the track team.
Just stays there so he can get into school.
Yeah,
and
so he could get a spot into school.
I don't understand that.
If
you want to be social, go be
privilege.
social.
It is privilege.
But if all you want to go to school for is to be
That's
social,
what
go
I
be
said.
social. Go
I knew a bunch of people who did that.
We used to leave school all the time, go be social
Y'all
at the
sure
college
did?
campuses.
Y'all, my mom and my auntie, I'm telling, they were horrible examples of students in high school. So we're all from Columbia, Missouri.
Hey, Columbia. Hey, Como.
Anyways, I didn't stay there for long. I'm a Texan.
She's still a Como.
I'm a Texan. Anyways, so the University of Missouri is in Columbia. Columbia is a college town. Yes, there's high schools, but y'all, it's like down the street. So both of them, I'm telling, they will both leave school. They would leave school, y'all, and go to the college campus.
I went to play basketball.
She went to play basketball.
I was going to get the college experience.
She was partying. She went to all the college. How are you 16 years old kicking it on the college campus?
Calling me. I'm walking down the street. I'm at Mizzou. I'm walking down the street, and here comes Althea and my cousin Andrea. Hey, can you call in and excuse us from school today? I'm like, go back to school. No, we're not going back to school.
They learned from you.
Lowry Ma.
But they learned
from me.
Yes, you just said you would leave and go play basketball,
I was
child.
going to play basketball.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways.
I was honing up on my skill for that scholarship.
Boy, child, you didn't get a scholarship in basketball.
I could have. I just quit playing.
But you didn't.
That's why Tia didn't get to play basketball.
See, it's your fault.
Because she got a scholarship she accepted full ride to Mizzou for track. So the basketball coach
somebody tried to blame me. It was like,
that?
you was the reason why. I said, baby,
Reason why what?
She had to quit basketball because you.
I quit basketball because every time when we went to the playoffs, the big old country girls would put it in their head they were going to put me out of the game by injuring me.
I might have been early,
and
but
I
it wasn't
having
my fault.
it.
Honey, God don't make no mistakes.
None,
Give me some, girl.
No, that's right.
All right, let's get off this. Now we just rambling.
All right.
Okay,
Back
so
and
last thing. So hashtag lessons learned. Hashtag. Did y'all do this in school?
No.
One of the schools I went to, this is how they would special things. They'd be like hashtag biology. Like it's just.
Let me do that in class tomorrow. See what those kids do to me. Coach Cockrell, what is the matter with you? They're gonna fall before laughing. I will not do that. No.
All right. So this is where we talk about like old school knowledge that your grandma or your mama used to tell you. An old saying that you didn't know. Like at the time, you were like, what? And then when you got older, you were like, oh, that's what that meant. So
my old school comes from Nana Doris.
Uh-huh.
We were driving down McBain, going past where Cronin's was, and she told me, Lorinda, you know, you go broke trying to keep up with the Joneses. And I'm driving in the car like, who's the Joneses? And what is she talking about? I mean, just totally clueless. And after I got older and, you know, the new technology started coming out and everybody's running the store, I said, I'm not going broke keeping up with the Joneses. I'll let you experience it. And then after it's been out for a couple of months or a year, then I'll go, the price slash, I'll go back.
Right.
You know, but I learned that from Mom. That one's always stuck with me.
Okay. What about you? What was one for you?
I had to think for a minute, but it was Grandma. She used to tell us, while you're sleeping, people are out digging ditches for you. And I was like, what is she talking about now? The older I've gotten, I understand what she's talking about.
She's trying to throw you under the bus.
Yes.
While you in bed sleep.
While you in bed sleep.
They up
You
conniving.
feeling they conniving.
Yeah.
I remember I learned from that one. I was like, how could they do that to me? That's just the sweetest person. I can't believe it. And then I was like, because that's just what people do.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what they do. Okay, so the one I like from Grandma,
Willie
great
Pearl.
grandma now, great grandma, Melinda.
Melinda.
Y'all told me this.
Melinda.
Ain't nothing out. Ain't nothing open
right now. Ain't nobody out in them streets right now. But what?
No,
No,
she said
ain't
nothing
nothing
open at
open
this
at
time,
this time but
but
legs.
Oh, that one. I was thinking about the other one when she wouldn't let us out of the house to go to the park.
That's what she
we can't
said.
say those words.
Yeah,
There's
was
she
more
said ain't
to
nothing
it.
out
Ain't
at this
nothing
time.
out there.
Ain't nothing open at this time of night but poop and poop.
Yeah.
And you know, you get older and you realize that,
Truth, Lord.
it's
The freaks come out at night.
Hey,
The freaks come out at
and
night.
sometimes, you know, before your save days,
Yes.
we like, it's 2:30 in the morning. I know good well I need to be asleep. I
Yes.
should not be out at
I
this.
was delivered from that. Now at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, my eyes.
I think that's just because you old.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Oh.
old. We're not old.
Now I'm seasoned.
Yeah. Seasoned.
Yeah. Aged like wine.
Fix it, Jesus.
Yeah.
We are seasoned.
Well, that comes to. I'm gonna stop it because if I don't, we gonna keep going.
Right.
That comes to the end of our show. Thank you guys for coming. Did y'all have fun?
Yes,
fun.
I was there. I was a little
Thank you.
nervous, but I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Now
myself.
you
Enjoyed
enjoyed
myself.
yourself.
Yes.
Yay,
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
So that means they're gonna be on again. Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys. So that is the show for this evening. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate for everybody who stayed on. This is a long episode. I'm excited. All right,
Oh,
come
wow.
through, Tom.
Yes.
All right. Thank you for joining in. Please like, share, comment. Also, catch the replay on YouTube, and you could catch all of the actual audio to this on all your major listening platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. It's some more out there. I don't know, but make sure. Oh, and you could catch me on at Red Couch Confessions on Instagram. So make sure you go like me on all that stuff, and
Like
you
her,
know,
y'all. Like her.
please,
Yes,
please like
like her.
me. Please, I like you guys. Just like me back.
Yes.
Just like me back, guys. That's all I ask. All right. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys. Oh,
Bye.
wait. So in 2 weeks, my baby's coming on. I'm excited. Christopher
All right,
Nunn will be
Chris.
on. You get to see my
Chris.
husband.
Yes.
The man whom I love, the one who is working with my trainer right now and meal prepping for us, because he said he wants us to look good for each other. I love that man. I love that man with all my heart. I do. I said I do. Okay, I'm done. All right. So bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you in 2 weeks. Peace.
Peace. Bye.
Peace.